Good day to our prominent FEU panelists. My name is Melodina G. Villan, and I am a Doctor of Education student at the University of Mindanao. I am presently employed as an elementary teacher at Clive Elementary School, Sulup District Division of Davao del Sur. I am here today to present my study. Here is the title, School Climate, Principal Instructional Management, Organizational Citizenship Behavior, a structural equation model on school effectiveness in public schools. The pursuit of educational efficiency and effectiveness stand as a cornerstone for enhancing school performance. Effectiveness, entailing a school's capacity to fulfill its objectives, particularly in nurturing students' academic success, converges with efficiency, a measure comparing educational outcomes against resource inputs. In the context of underperforming schools, issues like leadership flux, unavailability, and unpreparedness compound the hurdles in achieving these aims. Recent analysis spotlight the significance of robust classroom leadership in driving the efficiency of successful schools. Here are the research objectives. First, to assess the school climate in terms of physical safety, academic, community, and institutional environment. Second, to describe the level of principal instructional management in terms of frame the school goals, communicate the school goals, supervise and evaluate instruction, coordinate the curriculum, monitor student progress, protect instructional time, maintain high visibility, provide incentives for teachers, promote professional development, and provide incentives for learning. Third, to ascertain the level of organizational citizenship behavior in terms of conscientiousness, sportsmanship, civic virtue, courtesy, and altruism. Fourth, to determine the level of school climate, school effectiveness in terms of the effectiveness of the school climate, school administration effectiveness, the effectiveness of the teacher, the effectiveness of the relationship with the local community, the effectiveness of education practices. The students have a sense of belongingness to the surrounding environment. The fifth one, to determine the significant relationship between school climate and school effectiveness, principal instructional management and school effectiveness, and teacher organizational commitment behavior and school effectiveness. 6. To determine the domains significantly influence school climate, principal instructional management, and organizational citizenship behavior on school effectiveness in public schools. And 7. To determine the best fit model on school effectiveness. And here is the conceptual framework. As shown in the figure 1, school climate is the first independent variable that predicts school effectiveness with 4 indicators. Moreover, the second independent variable that predicts school effectiveness is principal instructional management with 10 indicators. Thus, the third independent variable that predicts school effectiveness is organizational citizenship behavior, and it consists of 5 indicators. Further, school effectiveness, the dependent variable, is the fourth variable that needs to be predicted by these 3 independent variables used in structural equation model. So this is also consists of 6 indicators. This research employs a stratified random sampling method among 25,808 public school teachers based on the data given by the Office of the Regional Director, Department of Education, Region 11 in the Philippines. So using Rosov calculation, a sample size of 400 respondents was determined to achieve statistical significance within this extensive population. So the respondents are from the public elementary school teachers in the 11 divisions of Region 11, namely SDO Davao del Sur, SDO Davao City, SDO Davao Occidental, SDO Digos City, SDO Tagum City, SDO Davao del Norte, SDO Davao Panabo City, SDO Igacos, SDO Mati City, SDO Davao Oriental, and SDO Davao de Oro. As a matter of fact, a modified survey questionnaire is used as an instrument of this research or this study. The questionnaire is composed of 4 variables, specifically school climate, principal instructional management, organizational citizenship behavior, and school effectiveness. When it comes to research design, this study uses a quantitative investigation that employs structural equation modeling to illustrate the correlational and causative links between the various variables. So here is now the result and the discussion. Table 1 presents the level of school climate in the schools in the Department of Education Regional Office 11 with the following indicators: physical safety, academic, community, and institutional environment. It could be gleaned that from the results that with an overall mean of 4.10, the level of school climate among the schools is high. This means that the elementary teachers agreed that they have an excellent school climate in their respective schools. The results imply that the elementary school teachers' level of climate in Region 11 is high. This means that the teachers agree that they have an excellent school climate in their respective schools. Table 2 presents the level of principal instructional management as perceived by the teachers in Region 11. With the overall mean of 4.16, which could be interpreted as high, the elementary teachers agree that their principals are employing instructional management. The results imply that the level of elementary school teachers' principal instructional management is high. Thus, they agree that their school principals are employing instructional management strategies. Table 3 presents the level of organizational citizenship behavior among the elementary teachers in Region 11 with the following indicators: conscientiousness, sportsmanship, civic virtue, courtesy, and altruism. With the overall mean of 3.84, the level of elementary teachers' organizational citizenship behavior is high. This means that they agree that they have organizational citizenship behavior. On the other hand, the indicator with the lowest mean of 2.35, which could be interpreted as low, is sportsmanship. Table 4 discusses the level of school effectiveness among the elementary school teachers in Region 11 with the following indicators: the effectiveness of the school climate, school administration effectiveness, the effectiveness of the teacher, the effectiveness of the relationship with the local community, the effectiveness of the educational practices, and the students have a sense of belongingness to the surrounding environment. It could be gleaned from the results that with the overall mean of 4.22, the elementary teacher's level of school effectiveness is very high. This also means that they strongly agreed about school effectiveness in the respective stations. The results imply that the elementary school teachers in Region 11's level of school effectiveness is very high. Table 5, one of the objectives of this research to determine the correlation between school climate and school effectiveness. Table 5 presents the significant relationship between school climate and school effectiveness among public schools in the Department of Education. With an overall computed R value of 0.392, the probability level of 0.000 at a 0.05 level of significance, it could be concluded that the null hypothesis is rejected. Therefore, there is a significant relationship between school climate and school effectiveness. It also be noted that all indicators of school climate have significant relationship to all indicators of school effectiveness. Table 6, the next goal of the study was to determine the relationship between principal instructional management and school effectiveness. Table 6 presents the significance of the relationship between the indicators of principal instructional management and school effectiveness, with an overall computed R value of 0.491 with a probability level of 0.000 at a 0.05 level of significance. It could be concluded that the null hypothesis is rejected. Thus, there is a significant relationship between principal instructional management and school effectiveness. The next objective was to determine the significant relationship between the organizational citizenship behavior and school effectiveness. Table 7 shows the significant relationship that exists between the indicators of organizational citizenship behavior and school effectiveness. Based on the results with overall R value of 0.412 at 0.05 level of significance, the null hypothesis should be rejected. Thus, it could be noted that there was a significant relationship between organizational citizenship behavior and school effectiveness. However, it could be gleaned that the relationship between the sportsmanship and indicators of school effectiveness is not significant except for the relationship between sportsmanship and the effectiveness of a teacher. Another objective study is to gauge the influence of school climate, principal instructional management, and organizational citizenship behavior on school effectiveness. As presented in Table 8, with the F value of 63.005, the corresponding P value of 0.000, the regression model is therefore significant. Thus, it results to the rejection of the null hypothesis. Table 9 presents the goodness of fit measured on the structural best fit model. The results of the Model 3 of the structural equation model are presented below. The outcomes show that this model passed or satisfied all the criteria in order for it to become the best fit model. The results satisfied all the criteria, making the Model 3 the best fit model on school effectiveness in public elementary schools in the Department of Education Region 11. Table 10, the last objective of this paper, is to determine the best fit model on school effectiveness among the schools in Region 11. Based on the results of the study, Model 3 was the best fit model as it satisfied the criteria, making it the best fit model on school effectiveness. This model, as illustrated in Figure 2, is the product of structural equation modeling or SEM. The following conclusions and recommendations for the intended beneficiaries were drawn from the findings and deductions drawn from this study. As highlighted in the results, it could be concluded that the school climate, organizational citizenship behavior, principal instructional management, and school effectiveness are significantly related to each other. Thus, it could be implied that in order for the schools in Region 11 to be effective in delivering its quality and equitable services to its intended clientele, it must ensure positive school climate and organizational citizenship behavior and implement excellent principal instructional management. As to the recommendation, first, the Department of Education must extend more efforts in ensuring the physical safety of the teachers in their respective stations. The organization should conduct regular school building monitoring and assessment because the physical structure of the school might have affected the perception of the teachers at their school climate in terms of physical safety. Also, it was found out that in the study that the teachers have low level of sportsmanship. The organization should also strengthen their programs that will promote sportsmanship among their teachers, considering that this is also one of the traits that the school promote to their learners, especially during sports activities and other competition-related activities. For the school leaders, in order to ensure school effectiveness in their respective stations, they have to ensure that their teachers and stakeholders are in a community where positive school climate and organizational citizenship behavior are being observed and implemented. And that concludes my presentation. I appreciate your willingness to listen to my discussion. Once again, I am Melodina G, Villan, a Doctor of Education student at the University of Mindanao. May God bless us all.